I have got, a makeup bag in my background. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, take 2. I have got a lot to say today. I've got a lot of things that I want to just kind of get out into the world, and a lot of things that I just want to say, really. I did a video a few weeks ago talking about James Charles, everyone's favourite child diddler, allegedly, and I wanted to kind of build on that. I wanted to expand on that, and I wanted to take into account some of the things that you guys said in that video and relay them and relay my thoughts about them, because it's not just a James Charles problem, it's not just a beauty community problem, it is a worldwide problem that I think we need to talk about. Like, can we please talk about this? But just before we do jump into the video today, guys, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. I've just recently hit 6.4k and I'm so excited. It means the absolute world to me. I love just caking my face in makeup and testing it and seeing if it works and seeing if it's good or if it's bad, or project panning or yabbering on about beauty communities, all that kind of stuff. So if that sounds like a good time, then definitely stick around. Today I'm going to be using the Desert Haze palette. I have done a review of this new Beauty Bay palette. I've also done a look in a YouTube shorts, and then today I'm going to be doing more of like a green smoky look, just cause, just cause I want it. I'm going to clip my hair back. I'm going to jump into it. It's a get ready with me today. I'm going to be doing a greeny look. I've got my little green jumper on. I thought we'll match, we'll colour combo code combine, who knows? And I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm in a bit of a weird mood today, not gonna lie. I did a get ready with me. I filmed it yesterday. It would have gone live a few days ago. I wasn't in a great mood, and I'm still not in a great mood. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not in a brilliant mood, but I think that's gonna make this video a little bit spicier. Let's say a little bit spicier. I don't think I'm going to talk about the products that I am using today, just because I want to talk. I want to talk to you guys. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to have to keep saying I'm using this, but as always, everything will be linked down below that I use. The video maybe a few weeks ago now, was talking about James Charles, and it was titled, "If you still support James Charles in 2025, we can't be friends." And I stand by that. I stand by that 100%. I think that every single time James Charles is in the beauty news, it's for a bad reason, and no one likes him. Only the very, very small children still like him, and what someone said in my comment section for that video was so true, and I actually hadn't thought about it from this angle, but they said all of James Charles's audience is very, very young, and they probably either don't remember or have never heard about the controversies that he's been in, and so they support him because they don't really know. It's up to us. It's up to us, the old grandmas of the beauty community, to make a little bit of a stand. But that point, I hadn't really thought about, and it's absolutely true. And it just makes his, angry rant video even worse, in my opinion, because all of his audience will be such young children. A lot of people in that video were saying things like, oh, I don't really like cancel culture, and I don't really, support cancelling people, and I don't really, I don't know, I respect that 100%. I personally don't really know how people can think like that. I really, really don't. If that's how you think, that's great. I will never, ask you to change your opinions on how you think about things, because everyone's so different. But me personally, I could never sit back and watch someone do what people like James Charles have done. And this is not just about James Charles. This is about everyone. Every big brand owner or every celebrity that is just downright awful. I could never sit back and just watch them go about their lives, knowing what we know now, and just be like, yeah, I don't really like cancel culture. Like, girly pops. Girly pops, like, what? It's the same with, I watched a Ellen O'Neill video. She does, true crime. If you love true crime, you probably already know who Ellen O'Neill is. But she did a video on George Michael. And, he, kidnapped someone, allegedly. He, battered and tied someone up, allegedly. Well, actually, not allegedly, because he went to prison for it. Like, I could never support him after knowing that. It's not just about the beauty community. It's about politicians. It's about pop stars. It's about celebrities in general. It's about just, like, anyone. I just don't understand how people can support other people who have done that. And another massive thing that was commented on my last video was he's not actually been charged for this. This is going back to James Charles now. He's not actually been charged with the things that are going around the internet, and if he was charged, then maybe I'd have a leg to stand on, but nothing's been proven in court. And I understand that mindset. I really, really do understand that. And yes, innocent till proven guilty, whatever. But I don't know, it gets to a point where I'm like, girly, I just morally can't stand with you. Even if legally he has done nothing wrong, which, I mean, I won't say anything because I don't really want to get sued, but, you know, even if legally he's done nothing wrong, morally, I just don't like the man. I don't like the man at all. I think he's proved time and time again that he's not a nice person. And so morally, even if he isn't doing what people think he's doing, I've got to be very careful because this is YouTube, but even if he's not doing the deed, you know, I just don't like the man. And I want to talk about why I think it's important to step back from people who do this. It could be anyone. It could be an influencer. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be a celebrity. It could be a musician. Could be a politician. Could be absolutely anyone. But I really think that it is so important to step back from these people because we're the ones that give them power. At the end of the day, if we weren't surrounding ourselves with these people, who would they be? They would be absolutely nothing. They would be absolutely no one. I fully believe that people always have the power to change things. Like, if everyone just stopped buying from Shein is a massive one right now. Oh my god, like, Shein pee me off so bad. I genuinely get angry thinking about Shein. But if everyone stopped, like now, every single person in the world thought, you know what, I actually am not a fan of child, like, not slavery, but, like, you know, I'm actually not a fan of, like, 5-year-olds being paid 16 pence an hour. I don't know if that's the actual stats, but you know what I mean. I'm actually not a fan of that. I'm actually not a fan of, you know, 11-hour work days. I'm actually not a fan of exploitation. I'm gonna stop. They would not be in business anymore. And it is, I don't understand how they are still in business. It's because of horrible Western people. Like, dude, go to a charity shop. This was from a charity shop. My beautiful jumper, charity shop. I did a Depop haul the other day. I got so many beautiful clothes from Depop for like £3 each. And they're like nearly brand new. They've never been worn. And I'm, you know, buying from people that would maybe just throw them out anyway. I don't even think I'm a big environmentalist. I know I've taken a bit of a U-turn with this video. I don't think I'm that much of an environmentalist. I don't think I'm that much of a, like, save the people, save the planet kind of girly. But I would much rather find a unique piece on Depop or in my local charity shops than shop on Shein. And if more people did that, Shein would be out of business. We wouldn't have to deal with Shein anymore because people have woken up and people have thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a think and I'm not going to do it anymore. I remember being in uni, and I know this is a little bit of a side piece to this video because I was talking about, like, James Charles and stuff, but I remember being in uni. We had a show. I was at drama school, and we had a show, and people were saying, oh, we can get loads of props on, like, Shein and, like, Temu, and we can get loads of props on Amazon wholesale websites. And I kind of said, like, I'm actually really uncomfortable doing that. I'd rather pay to, like, buy it properly, or I'd rather make it, or I'd rather go charity shop running, and I'd rather do all this. And, like, I was laughed at. I was laughed at. And they were like, oh, right, okay, like, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna get it from Shein. Like, I don't care. And I was, like, genuinely baffled that, like, people can't think morally And I know this is kind of sounding like a tacky. It's not. I was genuinely baffled by it. I really didn't understand this. People who were getting like Shein hauls every week, and people who were just buying so much crap from such horrible people and companies and manufacturers. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But if we just circle back around, I've always been of the opinion that you vote with your money and that you vote with your support. And if you didn't support someone, as I said, if everyone in the world turned around tomorrow and said, actually, don't like She Glam, they wouldn't be in business anymore. I always find people to do a job that I like. And I've said before, people got a little bit mad at this. I have chosen my nail tech, Nicola. She does such amazing nails. I've chosen her for a reason, because for me, like, I have been 100% like sober for years and years and years now. Even on New Year's, we got some 0% Prosecco. It was brilliant. And for me, if I paid someone to do my hair, my nails, my whatever service, and I knew that they were spending it on things that I personally didn't really like to do, not that like going out drinking is bad, but like going out blackout drunk all the time, I wouldn't pay for that person to do my service. Like, I'm very, very, and I know this is so individual to everyone, and I'm not judging anyone for doing anything, but for me, I just don't really like doing that. So I wouldn't give my money to someone for them to do that. I don't want to fund that. And it's the same with influencers. It's the same with, like, I don't watch influencers that I don't like. I'll always watch like a commentary of someone that I don't like, so I don't give them the views. So I'm not voting with my views. It goes very, very deep. Even like hate watching, I don't understand, because you're still paying them. Like, I still get paid from views. So if people hate watch me, that's brilliant. Like, thank you. Like, don't skip the ads, you know? I just feel like we need to, like, I know a lot of people are very, very adamant in their morals and adamant in things, but I just think if it's ever going to stop, we need to be a little bit firmer. We need to just take this a little bit more seriously, because the people who even bought the new James Charles palette just to review it, like, they don't even support him, but they were like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna buy it to review. Like, no, you're still giving him money. This is the point that we're trying to make. But you know what's really funny? I've not heard pretty much anything about the new James Charles palette apart from James Charles talking about it, which I actually think is a really nice moment. Can we all just sit in this moment for a second? And can we all just, like, be happy about that? I have not seen one person use that palette that isn't James Charles himself, and maybe that's my little internet ecosystem, eco bubble that I'm in, but I've not seen anyone use it, and I'm so happy about that. I saw on Instagram the other day that Amazon had, what was it, a 44% decrease in shoppers over Amazon Prime days, and that makes me so happy. Now, I got to admit, I do shop on Amazon, but it is because I live in such a small, teeny tiny town, and I can't go to a shop to buy things. We have like an Aldi, a Morrison's, and a bunch of charity shops. Like, I literally cannot buy things in person. I would love to be able to go and buy things in person. Whenever I go to a city, oh my god, I go nuts. I buy everything that I possibly can. I always try and source things away from Amazon, so like small businesses or things like that. But you know, some things, rarely, but some things I do need to get off Amazon. And I wish I could be different for that. I really, really wish that I could find things that are not from Amazon. But the fact that they've had a 44% decrease in Prime Day makes me really, really happy. I really don't understand the argument of I separate the person from the product. So, you know, the influencers, if an influencer has a makeup brand, I just don't see the makeup brand as part of them, you know, I just see the makeup brand as a makeup brand. I don't understand that argument whatsoever, because it is directly funding and supporting them. I genuinely don't understand. I don't get it. Their brand is them. Like, they are their brand. So how can you possibly separate a brand from a founder? you know? It's like watching my YouTube channel and saying, oh, I don't actually like Caitlin, but I kind of like her content. What? Do you get what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. You can't like someone's brand but not their, like, what? They are their brand. And yeah, I understand that maybe like quality's great or whatever, but I guarantee you there is another brand selling a similar thing at a similar quality. I remember going back to like Jeffree Star. I used to be a Jeffree Star stan back in the day. Ashamed to admit, but we've all been there, okay? You were there. You were there. I remember when I first started pulling away from Jeffree Star, I saw everywhere, oh, but his quality is so good. Like his quality of eyeshadows and his quality of highlights and his quality is just the best. It's not. I've not shopped from Jeffree Star in years at this point, since the whole Buy Sister thing came out. I've not shopped from him for years. I don't miss it at all. I never ever ever lay awake at night and think, wow, I wish that I still had those Jeffree Star lipsticks because they were just the best things. No, there are so many makeup brands out there right now, and I think this is what annoys me as well. There are so many brands that why are we giving the money to the bad ones? Do you know what I mean? There are so many brands that are like struggling right now, or beautiful indie brands that are just making ends meet, and we are deciding to shop from James Charles, from Jeffree Star. What? I actually saw on the stories, the Instagram stories of Boozy Shop the other day, that they sell Jeffree Star. Oh, it made me mad. Like, it genuinely made me mad. Even suppliers, even, like, what are they called? They're not suppliers. Retailers, that's it. Retailers that, like, support these brands. And I know a lot of people were saying they were very disappointed in Be Perfect as well for supplying Jeffree Star. Yeah, even suppliers, I'm a bit like, ooh. If I was a supplier and I got like big and Jeffree Star came knocking on my door asking for me to sell his products, straight up no. Oh my god, straight up no. Not a chance. But the fact that they're doing it, they must be making so much money. That's the thing. You can tell that these videos aren't scripted because I feel like I've just been going nuts in this video, but they must be earning so much money, Boozy Shop and Be Perfect, because there are so many vocal people that do not support this brand. They must have more people buying than not buying to be able to make a profit. They must be, surely. Which means there's a lot of, like, silent supporters in the wings. And I'm not gonna say anything, but you know? You know what I really, really hope? I really hope that James Charles BBL starts leaking. I've seen that a lot on the internet, that apparently BBLs have started leaking and they stink like bin juice. I really, really hope that James Charles's butt starts leaking. That would be so funny. I don't think he'd be attracting any boys with that. And of course I mean boys in a very general term, not, you know, just like I'm just a girl at 24. No, 23. I always forget how old I am. It's an issue. This palette. I'm going to do more of a green look. I did my eyeshadow declutter. I don't know when that would have gone live, but it was sometime last week, so definitely go and check that out. I really felt inspired to work on like this quad, like this greeny quad. So I'm going to do that today. I've done a blue smoky look. I've done like a very warm toned green look. But now I'm just going to do a green look. Because my other green look was still quite neutral. I need to wash my brushes. Okay, I'm going to go in with Prickly Pear. Oh, I do remember this stained quite badly, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, Prickly Pear is going on the outer corner. I'm probably just going to do a smoky eye. Like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling a full creative makeup look today. I've got to be in the mood, and I'm just not today. I'm gonna have a faint green stain on my skin for about a week, but that's fine. Whatever. I don't think I want to come all the way into the inner corner. I'm just gonna bring it maybe this far because I want to do a pop of yellow on the inner corner. I do feel like these kind of moral issues are becoming better accepted, I guess. So like the rise of people being cruelty free has skyrocketed in the past few years. I think I've been cruelty free for about 4 years now, and it's something that I don't even think about anymore because I'm just so used to buying those brands and I'm so used to supporting those businesses that I don't miss buying cruelty-free products. I remember when I first started to cut out cruelty-free products, Maybelline was a massive one. I would lie awake at night and think about the foundation that just worked so well for me. But it's like what I was saying before when people are like, oh, they just have the best products. Maybelline Superstay, she's banging. Like, I will admit that still to this day. The Maybelline Superstay foundation, I miss her so much. But animal welfare is more important to me. I said in the James Charles video, and people had mixed opinions on this statement, but I'm gonna say it again because clearly I love the drama. By buying and supporting these people, you are basically saying to them that you don't care about what they've done in the past. And whether you like it or not, that is the message that you are sending to these people. You're saying that it is acceptable to do what they do, it is acceptable to test on animals, or it is acceptable to allegedly talk to underage boys, or it is acceptable to be racist, it is acceptable to be homophobic, because you're buying their products anyway. That is what you're saying. If you wouldn't sit down next to Jeffree Star, James Charles, whoever, and say, you know what you're doing is okay, what you've done in the past is okay. Obviously, people can change and people can evolve, and I genuinely do believe that people can learn from these mistakes. I'm gonna go in with a gave, by the way. I genuinely can, and I think if people turned around and genuinely learn, it would be a different story. I wouldn't be sat here talking about it for the 300th time. But if that hasn't happened, and they are still obviously the same person as they were a few years ago, that is what you're saying to them. You're saying, hey, it's okay. I don't care about all these things that you've done. And if, as I said, if you wouldn't sit them down and say that to their face, why are you buying their products? I genuinely get the ick from a content creator if they start reviewing Jeffree Star products. I won't support them anymore. I won't watch them anymore. I used to watch a girl, she was called Bridget, and she was like this like kind of gothic alternate makeup reviewer, and she was great, she was brilliant, but she loved Jeffree Star, and I think she still buys Jeffree Star products. I just can't support her. I can't do it because to me, no. And yes, it's important that everyone has different opinions. It's important that everyone has different life experiences, but I'm not talking about just an opinion in this video. I'm talking about genuine racism and sexism and homophobia and genuine things that are disgusting. Like, I'm not talking about I like pineapple on pizza and you don't, you know? It goes deeper than that. We all know what I'm trying to say. I don't need to like micro explain things. These greens are cute. I love that. Ooh. I've really got into greens recently. I've said in so many videos over the past few days that greens are really making a comeback, I feel like. Greens are very popular right now, and I'm kind of loving it, I'm not gonna lie. My fridge has decided to be really loud recently. I don't really understand why. If you can hear my fridge buzzing in the background, I'm so sorry. It wakes me up at night all the time. I live in a garage, so it's basically like a one bed, not even a one bed, it's a studio apartment, and there's a little bathroom. So the fridge is in my bedroom, the studio is in my bedroom, my bed is in my bedroom, and it's really annoying me. So I'm so sorry if you can hear it. I don't think you can, and I just hope that now I've said that, you don't clock onto it, because that is the typical thing that always happens. But it is really pissing me off. I've woken up so many times at like 3 in the morning, and I've had to traipse across my room and just kick my fridge. Now I'm gonna take Sol, which is this satin yellow. I'm gonna pop this on the inner crease. I really love putting a pop of yellow up here. This is very icy though, so I don't really know if it's gonna work how I want it to. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. I've also been pre-filming like a mad woman recently. There's a lot of stuff happening, and I have basically had to film a week's worth of videos in 3 days. So if you are getting sick to death of these makeup looks, I'm really sorry. I can't really do much about that. But yeah, you'll probably see this makeup look in quite a few videos coming up. I have to film 4 videos today, which is overwhelming. I filmed 5 videos yesterday. I'm filming 4 today, and then I've got to film 2 tomorrow before I go. And yeah, it's a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Sagard, which is this like murky green. I'm gonna pop this all over the lid. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to use the duochrome. What a shame. Like, it's a nice colour. You can see it's nice, it works, but when you've got this in the same palette, why would you ever go for this? You know what I mean? I wanted to use it just to see how it looks, but no. I'm going in with Mirage, which is the duochrome. It's like so bright and beautiful. Oh yeah, so much better. You see the difference there? I think that's so pretty. When was the last time I did an all green look? I can't quite remember, because whenever I have a green palette, I always like do something different. I never just do like an all green look, I don't think. It's gonna be something really obvious like last week, isn't it? I'm just not with it. I'm just gonna smoke this out a bit more, because why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Oakley dokley. Now I'm gonna do my brows. And let's talk some more. Let's talk some more. What is a brand? This should be interesting. What is a brand that you used to support that you no longer do? I know that obviously James Charles, Jeffree Star, Ensley Rain is a big one that a lot of people did step back from. Morphe, a lot of people stepped back from Morphe. I actually did step back from Morphe. I remember when I first moved to Liverpool, I'm not in Liverpool anymore, but there was a Morphe store, and because I'm a little country bumpkin, I'd never ever seen a Morphe store before, and for my first year in Liverpool, the Morphe store, I think I self-funded the Morphe store, and it just, I think as I got used to it and as I heard more about Morphe, I just like stepped back a little bit. Maybe that's why Morphe's closing down, because I stopped shopping there. You know, I am the fall of Morphe. You're welcome, guys. What else is another brand that people just don't support anymore that used to be like massive? Oh, I watched Jen Love's video about Z Palette. Oh, the drama. She basically, like, definitely go and watch it if you haven't already, but like in very, very short summary, the owner of Z Palette went on Trend Mood's post about them and just started like verbally abusing the people on Trend Mood's post. That was interesting. Not exactly something that an owner of a brand should be doing, but you know what? Each to their own. Go for it, babe. Don't worry about it. I am so glad though. I think we are living in a time where influencers and brand owners are more public figures than anything. I'm sure you can have a brand with a pretty like distancy, maybe not distant, but like not known, I guess. There will be a word for it, but I don't know right now. There will be, you know, some makeup brands that have owners that are kind of in the background and that aren't really known. But I think with the rise of the internet, I sound like a boomer, but it's the damn phones. With the rise of the internet, people can really, really see now. And I feel like there is a much bigger pressure for brands, not just makeup brands, any kind of brands, to have a good image, not just in the brand, but in the people who run the brand as well. And I think that's a great thing, because I feel like there are so many companies out there that people should have the right to buy and spend their money on things that mean things to them. You know? I feel like that was such a bad way of explaining it, but I've had a long morning, alright? I've had a long morning. It's not been a nice morning. It's been a long morning. So leave me alone. Oh, a black waterline just makes everything better. And I will not take questions on this matter. I will not take notes. It just is. And I love that. Going to more personal news, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow for an internal examination. The girlies all know. And they've done one before. So I don't really know why they need to do another one. They did one pretty recently looking for the same thing. I think I've just pulled. I think I've just pulled at the doctors because they do not need to do another one. I think my GP is in love with me. I think she's just been like, you know what, bring Caitlin in for another internal exam because I need her. But yeah, I've got a doctor's appointment, and then me and Stan are going to be away from home for a week. Not on holiday or anything exciting about that, I wish. But I'm going to be taking like all of my editing with me, which is going to be a grand old time. It's going to be a grand old time. Oh, update. Guys, on my NYX Butter Gloss. You were right. You were right. I was wrong. I took the stopper out of this the other day. Well, last night. Look at that. I thought this was empty. Tee-hee-hee, incorrect. I took the stopper out and you guys were right. Look at all that windowing. You can finally see it. Can you see it? Hang on. There we go. You can see it there, I think. Can you? Here? Please say you can. Yeah, you guys were right. I was wrong. I kept saying to you guys, are you sure that this packaging is clear? Because I'm not sure. I am sure now. You were right. So I apologise to everyone who had commented about 7 times telling me, no, Caitlin, you are wrong. The packaging is clear. Trust me. Yes, you're right. I've got a lot of product left to use of this. So guess what lip colour I'm going to be wearing for the next 10 years? Correctamundo. This as well. Okay, little rant. My NYX lip liner. I can't sharpen it. I can't do it. My fingers just slip. Why do brands make lip liners with such firm wood? I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. It's been a morning. I don't get it. Oh my god, this is so gloopy now. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, you know when I said I'd have this done in the next month? Teehee. Good joke, Caitlin. Good joke, Caitlin. Yeah, I will not. That will not be happening. I might as well just do my lashes with you, mightn't I? Yeah, might as well. So where do you stand on this topic that I've spoken about today? Obviously, all opinions are valid, even mine. Don't go off at me in the comments, please. Don't do it. I've had a day. I can't deal with it. But yeah, what do you think is going on with companies in general right now? Do you think having brand owners so public is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Let me know all your thoughts. I'd be really interesting to know your thoughts about this. And I know that this video has been more leaned at kind of like James Charles, Jeffree Star and all that kind of stuff, but there are so many different brand owners that fall under this umbrella. I think it's a good thing that consumers can really choose where they shop and how they shop and, you know, align brands to themselves, because I think it's such a magical thing. It's such a wonderful thing. And I think, yeah, I think it's a good thing personally. I'm now starting to regret my decision to do my lashes on camera just because I have a lot of videos to film, like I said, and I'm using up a lot of SD card space. by just sitting here and picking glue off my lashes. So I will hate that decision later today, guaranteed. So that'll be good. Well done me. Lashes are on. Oh, I need to do an inner corner. Oh my god, I've been forgetting inner corners all the time recently. But for those of you that wanted more looks with the Desert Haze palette, this is definitely more of a colourful look that you can do. And I really like it, actually. I quite like how that yellow is more icy now that I look at it with the full look. I know I didn't really like that at the start, but no, this is cute. I'm going to go in with Salt Flat. This is like my perfect inner corner shade. I will probably use this as an inner corner for every look that I do with this palette. It's just perfect for my skin tone. But if you have a deeper skin tone, this shade Hazy is also like so beautiful as an inner corner as well. Cute, cute. We're looking good. We had some trouble along the way, but it's a good makeup day today. I like it. Greens, especially like grungy greens, I feel really good in. I feel like they've definitely become more of a thing for me. And I love that. So let me know what you think about everything that I spoke about today. It's been a bit of a deep topic, but I think it's important to speak about, and I think it's important to learn about and hear other people's opinions about. So let me know all your thoughts down below. But this is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. I hope you had an incredible day. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.